together in the end, thanks in no small part to... Funding for Shaperillis is provided by Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Well, it's all been building to this. The inevitable DreamWorks ranking video from the internet's #1 DreamWorks apologist. Sure, it's a studio founded solely out of revenge by a gigantic asshole, and sure, many of their films can be pretty rough around the edges, but damn it, this studio is filled with talented people who pour their heart and soul into some iconic animated classics that don't get nearly enough respect because of where they come from. In spite of their missteps, DreamWorks is nothing short of an amazing studio, much like how Adam Sandler is an amazing actor. They both just actively choose to make shit too often, and it hurts my feelings. But whatever, it's time to finally rank everything they've done. DreamWorks, that is, not Adam Sandler. All 38 of their current theatrical releases. That's right, Joseph King of Dreams doesn't count. I'm not watching it, you can't make me. Also, no, I'm not watching The Croods 2 because in theaters only is not a valid release option at the moment, and I'm not delaying the video to wait until it comes out on streaming. Well, we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right in. Disappointment in the game of life! And the award for the worst DreamWorks movie of all time goes to... Probably not what you were expecting, huh? Turbo is one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It is agonizingly bad. I can't remember the last time a movie gave me nothing to enjoy quite like this one. It's basically the DreamWorks equivalent of The Good Dinosaur, but at least The Good Dinosaur had amazing landscapes and like 2 good scenes. Turbo has nothing. It is worthless. Every single character, relationship, and plot point in this movie feels hollow and artificial. Nothing is genuine. Nothing is earned. The plot is just Ratatouille again, but done without a single iota of that movie's brilliance. Oh, watch this animal succeed at something he really wants to do, but everyone tells him he can't do. Isn't that inspiring? No. Because that's all this movie is. It doesn't have any great themes or additional layers of brilliance on top of its basic premise. It is literally just a snail who goes fast and gets a chance to race. That's it. It's not dramatic, it's not enticing, it's not funny. Good God, is it not funny? I didn't laugh, chuckle, smile, or even think, wow, that was a good attempt at a joke once. There is nothing here. The plot is hysterically predictable at every turn. There are no surprises whatsoever, which is ironic since this movie has a motherfucking twist villain. Well, okay, maybe it's a good twist villain. No, it's honestly the worst twist villain I've ever seen in a feature film. Forget Mr. That Was His Mistake or Assistant Mayor Sheepdweeb. This movie's twist villain is on the same level as the Paul Blart Mall Cop twist villain. Oh, what a surprise. It's the racer that the snail idolized for so many years. Except he's really a bad guy who never once acts like a bad guy until the big reveal scene. He tells the snail, I'm gonna win the big race and you're a loser, you stupid snail. You suck. And now that the racer has revealed that he's a big meanie head to the snail and literally nobody else, he suddenly acts like a huge jerk in front of the entire viewing world. Something he never did in any of his previous races. What the fuck? That's not how you write a twist villain. That's not how you write a fucking movie. The big race at the end is embarrassing. All the cars have crashed and this snail is super close to the finish line, but oh no, he's lost his super speed. What does he do? He just gives up. Bro, you are this close and you have no competition right now. Are you fucking kidding me? He needs a pep talk from his brother to finish the race because this is a movie for babies. Literal fucking infants. Well, gee, it's a good thing this baby movie is chock full of awful racial stereotypes as if it's actively trying to be the next Shark Tale. Well, newsflash, it will never be as memorable as Shark Tale. It's an absolute travesty that doesn't deserve to be talked about in the same breath as Shark Tale, let alone films like Megamind, Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Prince of Egypt. I went into this marathon knowing that DreamWorks had its fair share of sucky films, and even I was insulted and appalled by the level of sheer worthlessness present in Turbo. DreamWorks, do better. Whew. I hope the next movie on the list doesn't get me as angry.
This movie blows.
Are you kidding me, DreamWorks? Are you out of your mind? Look, I consider just leaving this movie off the list entirely, pretending it doesn't exist, as I've done for the past year or so. But no, this movie doesn't get the luxury of getting off scot-free. It's awful. It is insultingly terrible given how excellent its predecessors are. It can't commit to a consistent f***ing tone to save its life. Oh, you want me to feel sad that King Harold is dead? Well, I'm so glad you front-loaded his death scene with a pile of lame jokes and then played a random Bond song during his funeral. I'm so glad most of your jokes, some of which work on paper, suffer from god-awful comedic timing that completely butchers them. I'm so happy you gave us a dipshit villain we already got in the last movie, leading a bunch of bigger dipshits who change allegiances and motivations every time anyone gives a mediocre 2-minute inspirational speech. But I guess it's okay when 90% of the heroes are just window dressing who don't add anything to the story whatsoever. Every single new character this movie introduces is irritating in their own special way. Every single scene feels like a waste of time. This entire movie feels like a waste of time. It is worthless. There is so little value here, and I am so happy that now that this video's done, I have no reason to ever revisit it for the rest of my life. Oh, what's that? You have a single well-written scene? One good scene within this pile of shit? Well, congrats. I guess I'll have to give this movie a 2 out of 10 instead of a 1 out of 10. What a fucking tremendous accomplishment. So thank you, DreamWorks. Thank you for shitting on one of the best sequels ever made by following it up with this embarrassment. Thank you for turning an emotional series with actual intelligent writing for adults into a fucking toddler's paradise. Thank you for making people think that the Shrek series as a whole was always garbage and we were just remembering things wrong. No, we weren't. The problem was always this fucking travesty of a film. Okay, the next one won't make me as angry, I promise. In my best animated feature ranking video, I described Spirited Away as an ethereal, immersive, unforgettable experience that leaves you a changed person by the end. All of that applies to the Boss Baby as well, but in the opposite way. This movie is the anti-Spirited Away. The first 10 minutes was the most anxiety-inducing, horrifying experience I've ever had watching a movie. I actually screamed at multiple intervals. This movie legitimately made me question my sanity over and over, and I saw Cats on opening night in theaters. I didn't think anything could break me, but this movie did. I had trouble processing not only what was real and what was imagination in the movie, but also whether or not the movie itself was a twisted, feverish figment of my imagination.
Are you the baby Jesus?
Yes, I'm the baby Jesus.
Eventually, things calmed down, and I was able to just watch the simultaneously nonsensical and conventional story unfold. The funniest parts of the entire movie were the attempts at emotional moments, like when the Boss Baby and the boy have a falling out and the Boss Baby storms away. I just burst out laughing because what the f did the movie expect me to do? Get emotional over the character of Boss Baby? It's Boss Baby. Then there's the ending where Hans Zimmer goes so inexplicably hard on the score that it's hysterical. Bro, this is Boss Baby you're scoring. Why are you trying so hard? You're just making the scene more ridiculous. I don't know, man. Boss Baby is insane. It's horrifying and cutesy, boring and captivating, unfunny and hilarious. A true enigma of an experience. It's everything I could have hoped for going into it and more. You, Turbo. This is the new Shark Tale, and I couldn't be happier. Only difference is I'm never watching this again because the Boss Baby is my sleep paralysis demon.
World Tour!
Troll World Tour is a movie with trolls. They make music and they do troll stuff. Okay. Look, this movie sounds like it has a good plot on paper. It tackles revisionist history and racism and stuff. No, it doesn't. It briefly pays lip service to these topics before bombarding you with
Gangnam Style!
It is about as deep as a glitter-filled puddle. I don't understand this movie. Like, why doesn't the sexy Sam Rockwell troll capture Poppy immediately? How did Poppy's gumdrop earplugs block out the power of a magic guitar? It's a magic guitar. It should work on you even if you don't hear the music. It's a magic guitar. Why doesn't Poppy just call their friends the Blurgons from the last movie? Have them step on the rock troll. Mission accomplished. Why, out of all the friends that could have come with Poppy and Justin Timberlake on this journey, why did it have to be the James Corden troll? I hate James Corden. So these are like K-pop trolls? Is there a troll Korea? What's going on? The plot of this movie is just Infinity War, where there's 6 thingies a villain needs to put on a thing. But also Poppy tries to befriend a villain against her father's wishes, like How to Train Your Dragon 2. But then bounty hunters trap people using music, like in Shrek Forever After. It's not plagiarism if you steal from yourself, kids. I guess the rock troll was okay. The music was okay sometimes. I don't know. Hey, wait a minute. I don't need to talk about this movie. This is a ranking of the theatrical DreamWorks releases. And Trolls World Tour isn't a theatrical release. Is it? Haha! Nobody's smart but me!
Oscar! Raise the wreath, buddy!
Shark Tale is such an atrocious movie and I don't understand how people like it. With that said, I love this movie. I am obsessed with it. It is such an abject failure of a motion picture in every conceivable way that it is truly captivating. Literally the only thing about this movie that works is the voice acting.
Hot!
Oh, that's hot.
The writing is complete garbage, but the way these actors deliver their lines leads to some genuine, unironically funny moments.
I tell you, shut up! What? Hello?
Yeah, hey Mario. Let me get a large double olive.
Luca!
Oh, hi, boss.
You're working at Pizza Castle now?
Or maybe they're ironically funny, I can't tell. Otherwise, the animation is laughably unfinished. Every single character other than Puff Daddy and the octopus is either annoying or unlikable. Oscar is literally a villain that the movie refuses to call out. Lenny needs to come out and say, "No, Dad, I am not comfortable with eating a sentient living being alive." The movie prides itself on its edgy jokes and attempts to be a mafia movie geared toward adults. Then it magically resolves its conflict like it's an episode of Barney the fucking Dinosaur. Or Steven Universe. What? Who said that? Literally every single thing people hate about DreamWorks is in this movie. It is the perfect storm of awfulness that only comes once in a blue moon. It's probably the true worst DreamWorks movie, but I can't realistically rank it last because it is a joy to watch and think about and meme and be absolutely baffled by. I am never bored watching Shark Tale. I am always fully alert and attentive. I adore this movie and my obsession with it has only grown with time. And that's because it is, without a doubt, a cinematic disaster. Oh, and don't even get me started on the billboards.
It's Kids Bop 40 with some of today's biggest hits.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
If Turbo was a terrible movie intended for babies, Trolls is a really good movie intended for babies. The animation is stellar and makes the whole thing look like a really neat art project. And honestly, I kinda liked it for about 30 minutes before it turned into, oh, let's sing 27 terrible pop song covers as we try to help this lady goblin hook up with McLovin Goblin. That's fun. Look, once again, this is a great baby movie, but it has such a boring story and it's such a bad musical that my interest in the film took a complete nosedive. And why do you need to auto-tune Justin Timberlake? He's Justin Timberlake. Just let him sing normally. Whatever. It's a big old whatever movie that I have hilariously little to say about. Moving on.
Why won't you sing?
Because singing killed my grandma, okay?
Monsters versus aliens.
Holy shit, that hamburger at the beginning looks real. Anyway, Monsters vs. Aliens is not very good. It's not quite as bad as I remember it being as a kid. I mean, this